Hey everybody, how's it going? It's another episode of Lunchtime Talk with Steve. And as always, I'm bringing you guys a lot of information from, in this case, from all over the world. We're going to have some people, joining from Spain, from Jamaica, from, different parts of the U.S. So we pretty much have everything going on in this one particular episode. Um, if you guys are watching on YouTube, go ahead and click the link below, to subscribe, and also click the bell so you'll get notified whenever we're on. Okay, let's go ahead and play the intro so you guys can start sharing out the information. Okay. All right. Thanks. Let's go ahead and get that going. Hey guys, how's everything going? All right, there we go. So today we actually have a few guests on with us. I'm gonna bring them in one by one and introduce them, and then we're gonna have like actually like a good old-fashioned panel discussion. Okay, let's start with Ron Sandison. Ron, how are you today?
Hi there.
Can you hear me? Hey, okay, there we go. So Ron, you are an author, and explain to us about some of the books that you have written and the whole platform. Hey Ron, hey Ron, can you hear me? Let's see. Hey Deborah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, Ron, can you hear me? I don't think Ron is hearing me. I'll send Ron a message. So let's go ahead and go to Deborah. Hey Deborah, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
All right. And go ahead and tell me about what you do. Explain to our guests while I hit up Ron on the phone and see what's going on. Okay.
You got it. It sounds like a deal. Okay, well, my name is Debra Heslin, and apart from being a mother and a grandmother of 7, I work as a trainer, an NLP trainer, a hypnosis trainer, a timeline therapy trainer. I'm also a yoga teacher, so I work a lot with helping people get from pretty much where they are to where they want to be at a higher level performance. And
You know something? Now that you just mentioned the hypnosis trainer, years ago I met someone who was actually scared of heights. I'm scared of heights. I am deathly afraid of heights and snakes, but heights I think would be more. Anyhow, so she used to be afraid of heights, and she was hypnotized not to be afraid of heights anymore. But it kind of took her to the extreme on the other side, where she not only wasn't afraid of it, but then she started doing like outrageous stuff. Like, for example, she lived on the 29th floor, and she would sit on the railing of the balcony. Who does that? What if that railing breaks? You know?
Who does that because the balcony might break? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So those buildings are built pretty firm and pretty solid, and I'm sure she was completely safe. Hypnosis is amazing, and it's really that connection with your unconscious mind, right? Of those things that we're either afraid of. I used to be afraid of heights too, and then I ended up going rock climbing all over the world. So it sounds like your friend, extreme crazy rock climbing sports, and that. But it's pretty normal to feel a little weird, right, when there's a big drop below you. So it's actually learning to face those fears and move through them if it's something that you want to do. So yeah, it's the mind.
Well, okay, so here's the thing though. Okay, and how easy is it to hypnotize a person, I guess I should say, into feeling a certain way or something? How easy is that? Because I mean, like on TV, you see where the people just go, okay, and all of a sudden you're hypnotized. Is that the way it really goes?
Well, there's lots of stuff behind that. Yes, it can be like that. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So it is really, I cannot do anything to you unless it is that you want it to be done. Okay, so it's done at the unconscious level. So if you want to learn how to not be afraid of heights, like your friend that you were sharing with me, your unconscious mind would work on those things inside. It already has all the answers, and it knows what to do. It's the conscious mind that kind of says, oh, you can't do that because you've always been afraid of heights. So it's shifting that belief that we have about something. So I could only hypnotize you if you wanted to be hypnotized. May I give you a quick little example?
Don't hypnotize me now.
If you could close your eyes.
Okay.
Right? So now I just want you to keep
Hypnotize me to lose weight. How about that?
So right now you have your eyes closed. Right now you could open them. So all it is me offering a suggestion to you. Who's in closing their eyes? You are. Right? You are. I cannot make you do that. It's whether you want to close your eyes or not. So that's the amazing thing. It's the suggestions that are made for what the person wants. And I'll give you a funny example, Steve, around that. It's like if I told you, Steve, go and rob a bank, you wouldn't rob it because it doesn't fit in with your morals and judgments of what is right and good to do, right? So you would not go and do it. So you can't get somebody to do something unless unconsciously they're like, yeah, I want to do this right now. I want to do this. And that's how the suggestions are.
Well, here's the thing though. If I already wanted to do these things, wouldn't I do them without the suggestion of hypnosis or without the hypnosis? I mean, and I'm just asking, just because, like, for example, me, one of my things is to lose weight. I know that sweets and things like that, that's a downfall. I also have a thyroid condition, but sweets is also a downfall for me. So my thing is, if I really had that mindset, wouldn't I be able to do it without you having to suggest to me that I can do it? I don't know.
You could do anything you want to do. It's hypnosis does is it gives you more affirmations about that which you're wanting to achieve. So I wouldn't just hypnotize you to lose weight. We would go through, like you said, what things am I doing that are not working towards that, right?
Right.
You're perhaps it's letting us cut back on some of that sweets that you desire, and what would that look like, sound like, and feel like to you. And then those would be part of the hypnosis script that we would create. And this is how you look, feel, act, do. The things that you would taste and smell would become you, inside of you.
Okay, I'm actually sharing on the other thing. I'm not, and I encourage you guys to share as well, and the viewers and other people as you come in, because we do have a few other people popping in. Let me see if Ron is hearing me yet. Hold on one moment. Hey, Ron. Ron, can
Hi
you?
there.
Oh, there we go. All right. So we have Ron on with us as well. Ron is an author. So Ron, go ahead and introduce yourself to our group and explain exactly what kind of books you write and what. Go ahead. Hey, Ron. I think Ron's having issues with thing. So we'll go over to Juan. Juan, how are you? Hey, Juan. Juan, I think you're on mute. These are the things you see on TV all the time. Okay, let me drop them out of here, out of the conversation, and then we'll get back to them in a moment. So, Debra, we'll get back to you. You're the only one that followed the instructions, I guess. Which makes me start to wonder if my instructions weren't that clear, but apparently they were. You followed them.
I did.
So go ahead and tell me a little bit more about some of the things you said. You also do yoga.
I do. Yes, I'm a yoga teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Some YouTube online yoga for free to you, especially during the pandemic, to help people with anxiety, stress, or just wanting to feel better. They can't necessarily get to a studio, or they don't know how to practice by themselves. So I'm just doing those things, and it's been fun. It's been a ton of fun.
So you do it virtually, or how is this being done?
Well, I've been doing them virtually on Zoom and recording them and then just plopping them on YouTube. So it's certainly not professional, but it's raw and real, and that's
Mm-hmm.
I like to be, and people are enjoying them. So why not, right? Why
Right.
not?
Yeah. I'm gonna put Juan in, and when he can hear us, and then he'll just go ahead and jump in. Hey, Juan, can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so Juan, tell
Okay.
us a little bit about your. Juan is actually a director of a documentary that I wanted to see years ago, and he's finally releasing it now. Juan, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you do and a little bit about your documentary and where you're from, as a matter of fact.
I'm from Cuba. Um, my documentary talk about the descendant, Barbadian descendant, and that live actually in Cuba. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Their lives, how they live, their customs, how they live is history that many people don't know, and
Mhm.
I myself are a Barbadian descendant. All my family, my mother's side was from Barbados, and that before the revolution, before the we can say the revolutionists, they came to Cuba
Mhm.
looking for better their situations, and they established all themselves in Cuba, and
So,
they died there.
so you're from Cuba, but your ancestors are from Barbados, and from what I
Yeah.
was seeing on the documentary, I did a preview of it. You guys will get to see it. When is it going to be released? Are you releasing it today or tomorrow?
No, tomorrow.
So tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
the viewers would get a chance to watch the documentary, and it's
Yes.
very good. I have to say.
It's
Um, It's
No,
very, very
it's
good.
no. More or less, it's with I make it with simple. How we will say
No, it's
with
good.
simple instruments. I make it with all my heart,
Right.
dedicated to my grandmother.
But and I understand what you're saying, but you know what you did was is it was great. The documentary itself is very good. I enjoyed it, and so tell us a little bit more about what made you decide to do this documentary, and like for example, okay, why now? Why are you releasing it now as opposed to a couple years ago? And what made you actually come up
Well,
with the idea of doing the documentary?
you will see. Many years ago, in Barbados, they was going to make a. It's like a festival of the West Indian how will say in English. Sorry, but my English is not
No, no, your English is great.
so good. Um, it was like a festival of Barbados, of Barbadians
Mhm.
that
So,
they are all around the world.
mhm.
It was something so. Um, by the embassy of Barbados in Cuba, they talk with the descendants to see if they have any idea or something. So I came up with this idea,
Mhm.
but there was um, many years ago that I was thinking about this because there's no studio, how will say, there's
No,
history about this, or there's no studio in English.
no studies, no
See
statistics.
about this. There's no statistics, no
Right.
economic impact in
Hmm.
Cuba, and I did have this idea to make this, but I didn't have the instruments. We will say so.
Hmm.
And in this occasion,
Hmm.
uh-huh, um, it came out, and I decided to make it to do it, and so I in how would you say
Well, so let me ask you. So
so
this looked
I
like a,
so the eh?
this was actually something that you did, and a lot of your family members were in it as well. Your mom
Yes,
was
my
in there.
mom, a lot of people from that are Barbados descendant, even no, see, they are Barbados descendant that live in Cuba.
Hmm. And your mom actually
Um,
was the narrator of the of the documentary,
yes,
correct?
yes, 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 yes.
What's
I
so
I
funny
am.
is what's so funny is listening to her accent. She sounds more like a Barbadian than like a Cuban because she
Yes,
had such a
yes, yes.
strong West Indian accent and almost like like no Spanish. And this is after generations because her parents, was it her parents or her grandparents that were from Barbados?
Her parents, mother and father.
Okay, and her accent was more of a person from Barbados because listening to her, she sounded like my relatives that I have back in Barbados, and
Yes.
it was very touching. I really thank you for putting that documentary together.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hold
She
on, just
had she
hold on,
yes.
go ahead, finish your thought. Go ahead.
She got friends from Barbados
Hmm.
that they say that she sound like she was a Barbadian.
Like she was born in
Uh,
Barbados.
uh, one of the uh, before the revolutions. Let me tell you this. Before the revolutions, there was English school over
Hmm.
in Cuba, and she went first to the English school before the Spanish school.
Mm. So
That
then her whole schooling in the beginning was just English.
Yes, Yes.
Hold on just a moment. I want to see if Ron is with us yet. Okay, hold on just a second.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hey, Ron, can you hear us? Ron, I think I'm gonna have to get Ron to come on another day because for some reason he's not having any luck with his microphone or his speaker. I don't know. Ron, turn your volume
Hi
up.
there.
Turn the
Can
volume
you hear
up.
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay, so Ron is having issues with his thing. We'll get Ron on another show at another time. So Enrique, you're now living in Spain, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Deborah, where are you? Where are you located?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I'm originally from Australia and lived in New York for like 29 years and now in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So all over.
Okay, pretty cool. So do they have Barbadians in Australia? Do you know of, do you know of
I don't. But the West Indies, the accent and everything. I used to follow cricket a lot in
and of course, you know, we have the best cricket team. So, you know,
exactly.
you know, we have Brian Lara. We have, you know, we had Garfield Sobers. You know, so hey, you know.
I the West Indies days of Clive Lloyd and all those guys. So yeah, I used to love them.
Yeah, and that's another thing that was in the documentary because it showed how they brought cricket to Cuba.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
They play cricket too.
Goes on for 6 days.
What's that?
People are probably saying that game that goes on for 6 days, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Cricket is that's why you have to break for tea time, you know, in cricket, you know.
Sure.
But so it's you know, that's one thing I love about doing this show. I get to meet so many people from different walks of life talking about different things. You know, we have the documentary that's coming out, and then you have your yoga, you have your hypnosis, which I don't know. I'm still kind of leery about the hypnosis thing. It's like and not that I'm leery about it. My thing is I don't want it to take me too far to the extreme. I don't want it to make me do crazy stuff. But I do want to talk to you about hypnotizing me about losing weight, though.
Yeah,
I would love to do that.
absolutely. Do you want to lose weight?
Oh, definitely. I just want you to make me think that sweets are bad for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're bad for me. I just
Right.
I just love to eat them.
Yeah. What's the benefits of eating a lot of them as opposed to maybe eating moderation or eating something a little bit healthier for you? You know, the way that I at it and see if this relates to you, it's like we're given this one body that we're here on earth with, you know, that we know about and until the end of time. So how do we want to treat it, you know? So if we want to change up a few things, we can through not only our actions and the things that we do, but also through the help of hypnosis. It's just a great tool to add to it. Yeah, but don't worry, I won't do anything to you you don't want me to do.
That's next thing you know, I'm out there robbing banks or something, you know. They were like, "Who's the guy that's robbing the bank? The fat guy? Yeah, Steve Barrow. That's him." Yeah, no.
He made me.
Yeah, Deborah made me do it. They were like, "Yeah, that's always been the thing. Men say women make them do everything, right?" Yeah. So Juan, you said you went to you were telling me that you're in Spain studying. What is it that you're studying?
In 4 years ago, I went a scholarship for coming here to make a master degree and innovation and entrepreneurship.
For entrepreneurship.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and so did you start your own business yet, or what is it that you're doing?
No, not yet, but I hope someday I will start my own.
Well, you should try. I'm telling you.
That's what I want.
I think you should this is my mom
May-
actually. She's telling me I'm crazy because of what I was saying.
maybe next year I will start my own business.
There's nothing better than working for yourself. Nothing better.
Yeah,
I,
I know.
I think you guys should definitely I think you should look into doing more documentaries and even if you get sponsorships and investors and things like that, you can do so much, especially in Spain. I mean, everyone always wants to find out about things that are going on in Europe and different countries, and from Spain you can travel so many different places and do so many different documentaries.
Yeah,
There's a lot that you can really do. I have another guest that I'm gonna bring in now, which is Jason. Jason, oh. Hey Jason,
Hello.
caught you
Hey.
off guard there, didn't I?
Yes, you did. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. This is what I'm saying. This is an international show, okay? And this is the awesome thing about it. Jason is in Jamaica, so we have a person in Jamaica, a person in Spain, and a person in Fort Lauderdale. This is what I'm talking about.
It's good to meet you, everyone.
Yes, definitely.
So, Jason, tell us a little bit about what you do.
All right, so I work in the field of educational management. So what I do is I deal with the educational processes, teaching and learning, staffing, training, coordinating, everything that deals with the behind the scenes of what you see in the classroom or in the schools. That's where I operate.
So you actually are helping to design the new normal for classes then in Jamaica.
That is the biggest task right now. Yes, we are all moving to the virtual sphere. So, we have our job cut out for us at this point in time. But, it's good to see how the economy, the country Jamaica is adapting to this new norm.
Mm. So then let me ask you, and actually, I could ask Deborah about this too, because this is another thing that we can go back and forth on, as far as the health and the well-being of people in this new norm. What is it that you guys are doing down there in Jamaica to help out with the physical activities that they're supposed to be doing? And then I can take that same question to Jennifer I'm sorry, to Deborah, as far as what would you suggest as far as the new norm and the physical activity that they should be doing? So let's go ahead with Jason first. What is it that you guys are doing as far as physical activity with the schools in Jamaica? I think
Okay,
someone's microphone is rubbing or something. I can hear
so here in Jamaica, we are a much smaller country as opposed to all the others in the world, and we're now in the 500 regions for the coronavirus case in Jamaica. But what the government has instituted, all schools are closed. So what's happening now is that we're doing virtual classes, virtual testing, virtual assessments, because the large gatherings are now restricted. So only essential workers are going out to work. We have a new work from home policy. For certain areas, there are curfews, so you have specific times to go to the supermarket, to go and do your errands, and that's by your last name. Some places have shopping days. So it's a case where the bulk of the country is now in the households, working and operating from there, because we're trying our best to curtail and curfew the spread of this virus. Another thing is, if you do go out in public, you have to be wearing a mask. And for most places now, you have to do your temperature checks. You have to have your regular sanitizing. So case in point, to go to the supermarket, doctor's office, you have to get your temperatures checked at the front of the store, and then you're sanitized to go in. Everywhere is taped off, so we're maintaining the social distancing, the physical distancing. So you have to be 6 feet from the person in front or behind you. It's a case where we're adapting to the new norm to see how best we can, keep the numbers at a minimum.
So Deborah, what can they do as far as helping? Like, I know you do yoga, and what can they do as far as helping with the physical and mental well-being of these kids that are cooped up in the house. I mean, children normally go out and run and play. What can they help? What can they do to help with the physical and mental well-being of these children?
I hear some.
Let's see, who's Mike?
There are there are lots of elements. There are four elements actually that can land in the physical body and drain our energies. We have the mental and our spiritual connection, whatever that is that we choose it to be, whether it's walking, doing yoga, praying, meditation, any of the, or reading something positive, right? So what I've done to help people just in general also is different techniques such as havening. I did free meditation, to help people so that, because we are social beings. And to not be socializing right now can be a challenge for some people. So what that does is it drains the mental and emotional energies, and therefore we start getting anxiety and depressed and sad, right? So we want to be moving. We want to actually change the way that, even the way that we sit. Steve, is so interesting. I'll show you a quick trick. Like if we were to sit hunched over with our and stuff and go, oh my God, I'm feeling so anxious right now. I feel this. We're going to feel it inside our body. But if we bring our arms up in the air and just go, I feel happy or I feel good, it's going to our energy and we can actually feel it. So we need to be moving around. We don't want to be sitting all the time, because then we sit in our stuff, Yeah.
So Juan, I'm gonna come to you now. What's the new normal like over in Spain? What's going on over there?
Well, everyone now is trying to go because they how we will say, they've left up a little bit the quarantine, this how we will say in English, periodo, cuarentena,
The quarantine, huh?
the quarantine. The people are trying to go a little slow because there's a lot of people that are still afraid of going out, but the
Well,
people are going.
let me ask you: have you thought about doing a documentary on the quarantine?
No, I'm working on a cartoon that I have the idea from many years ago. I have the idea right down on a paper, and I'm working on it.
You should do a documentary on this, because this is a 1 in 100 year thing. This is something that we really haven't seen something
Yes.
this massive actually until 100 years ago, before in 1918, 1919, I believe it was. So this is definitely something that you should look into.
Yes.
To do a documentary.
Yes. But I will still like to work a little more on my roots.
That could work too. And hey, next time when you're gonna do one in you're gonna do one,
I
probably do like West
I am
Indians in
finished
Australia.
I am finished I am finished with my roots.
Well, when you want to do one about West Indians or Barbadians in Australia, then you could always give Deborah a call and she'll help you out with the Australia side of it.
Okay, that would be great.
Sounds good.
That would be great. Sounds good.
So, Jason, tell us a little bit more about what you guys are doing down there for the education, as far as education goes, because I know that it's a little bit different in Jamaica than it is here in the U.S. When it comes to education, you guys already had a different education system set up anyway, where you were doing, I believe, some in some schools they were doing like morning, and others were doing afternoon or something of that sort.
Uh-huh. All right, so actually we have moved away from the shift system. So now most of our schools, we operate on the same time at this point in time. But the biggest thing that we are doing right now is we're just trying to impact the children the best way we can. And the Zoom platform and Skype and Google Hangouts, they're playing a major part in doing that. Also, the government, because we have lots of children who, some are disadvantaged than others. So the government with the telecommunications industry, what they have done is they have zero rated certain websites where students can now log on to get resources, videos, text, without it affecting their data. And we have special data plans for the children to, have more megabytes with less money spending for the data. But the biggest thing that we're doing right now is we're just transitioning all the face-to-face content into an interactive online learning environment. So we have many schools using Moodles and using different websites to house their classes. So we have classes going on a daily basis, as normal as we can try to make it. We're just still trying to touch.
So they're doing the schooling from their phones, or what is it that they're doing? Because you're talking about their data plans.
All right, so the schools, the thing about online is it's open to any technological device. So some persons use their tablets, some use their laptops, some use their phones. So once you can just use any device to log on to access the portal for class, then it's acceptable to use.
What about the child that doesn't have any of those, any of the three, the tablet, the laptop, or the phone?
That is the issue with this time. Some students are not as fortunate as others. So what the ministry is doing, you have some principals and some teachers who would physically try to reach out and get the material to the parents. So what we do is we actually make connections with some parents, and we send information via email or via WhatsApp. And then the children will do the work and send it back via that medium. So we're just exploring all different mediums to see how best we can, impact.
Yeah, I think you definitely need to do one of Debra's yoga Skype with these children, because just hearing what you're saying, and I know because I do a lot of work here with the schools here in Broward County, and I can tell you how and I don't even know the right word to use, but I could tell you how frustrating it is, with the virtual learning and the distant learning and things of that sort. And that's just when we distribute laptops to everyone. So on the phones and everything, these kids, I guarantee you, they're frustrated. You guys definitely need to do Debra's virtual yoga to cleanse their minds and give them some of that green juice that Debra's drinking over there. What is that green juice?
It's this one is superfruit greens. You'd like it, Steve. You would like it.
Send me the name of it. I'm gonna try it and see. I'll see if it replaces Intimate's pound cake for me. All right.
Up my sleeve to help you if that's what you want to do. But honestly, if you want me to do something with the kids in the school, I'm happy to do that. Just for them. Is do a Zoom thing for the kids over in Jamaica if you want me to.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. We can probably exchange contacts after this is over and then see how best we can, move forward with that.
Oh, my pleasure. I work with kids because I'm a high performance coach, so I do a lot and I've worked with the Broward schools with the administrative staff. Go figure, Steve. Got them to do some good things. They liked it, but it's all about shifting our mindset. So anything that moves that energy, would love to help out.
I would just go on the record to say teachers are superhuman. They are so awesome in all that they're doing, because to be a teacher in this time, it is so hard and it pulls on your resources so much. So I want to take a time to salute all the teachers internationally who are doing the thing. They're doing an amazing job. And appreciation is coming from Jason Brown. As much as it means, I don't know, but appreciation is coming from me.
Yeah.
And it's the truth, because I have relatives that are teachers. I have a lot of friends that are teachers. Like I said, I do a lot with the Broward County School Board. I'm running for school board member right now, as a matter of fact. But the teachers do so much that people don't see.
They do.
We think that they just go and punch in and punch out, but there's a lot they do. They they're counselors to these children. To some children, they're the mother or the father, surrogate mothers or fathers, because they may not have them at home. Some of these teachers bring food for students that don't have food to eat. They do so much for these kids. and all we think they do is grade papers. And that's like, I mean, even though that's a very big part of their job, in the grand scheme of it, that's a very small part because they do so much to feed these children from the inside. And like you, I applaud them, and I just gotta say, I mean, if to all my viewers, if you don't know what your children's teachers are doing, sit down and talk to them for 10 minutes, and you'll hear all the things they do. It's a lot. But whose microphone? Someone's microphone is Oh, that was Jason's microphone. So let me go over to Juan for a second again. So Juan, oh, there you go. Juan. So what's the area in Cuba where I
Okay.
can go and find a lot of my Barbadian ancestors and different people? What area could I go to?
You can find some in Havana.
Hmm.
Baragua is a part of Cuba. And we will say that it's in the country. It's far from the capital. And Santiago de Cuba is another province from Cuba that is far from the capital. That there's a lot of Barbadians. There's not only Barbadians. There are from Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, from all the Caribbean.
So if I go there, I'm going to see a lot of other West Indians that are there,
Um,
are West Indian
you
descent.
have to go to the community. We got we will say we got a Cuban association. We will say association, but of West Indies
Hmm.
that they are in Havana. We are talking about Havana. That there are a couple of Barbados descendant of Jamaican or from another country, and you can contact one of them there. Um, he can tell you about another province.
And that's the other thing I
The
noticed.
majority,
Well, that's the other thing I
what?
noticed in your documentary too was that a lot of the West Indians married other West Indians. I mean,
Hmm?
it's not just that the Barbadians married Barbadians, but you had some of the families who, Barbadians married Jamaican, they married, other people from different islands. So,
Yeah.
oh, and here's
Yes.
the other thing too that really gets me is I didn't realize watching the documentary and comparing to the way that I see in a lot of the people I know here in South Florida. I didn't realize that much of the population in Cuba was actually black or African descent. I didn't know that because
Yes.
here you don't really
Yes.
see dark Cubans, and the Cubans that are here. I mean, I'll be straightforward. They act like they've never seen a dark skinned person before they came here.
No, 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 no. There's a lot of people of dark people of mystery over there. We the people are how we will say the word in English. All mixed up. We can say so.
Yeah, they're all like they're mixed. You have a lot of
Yeah,
yeah.
of of mix. Even even I'm real sure that all the white people that you say over there in the states, they are all mixed up uh, Spanish, the mix with
With
the white
African
person,
descent
and that
and
person
different descent.
is mulatto. Is the name we call it mulatto in English. I don't know how we will say.
Yeah, mulatto. We say that too in the islands.
And um, they are all mixed up. I don't know how
I think we're all
they act if they don't.
right.
What's that, Deborah?
We got
All of us. I have a English, German, Polish, everything.
Yeah, everyone's so mixed, you know. And my aunt actually went to Australia about a couple years ago. I don't remember, and she loved it to begin with. She loved it. She went to Australia and New Zealand. She loved both. You know, she
Yeah.
got to meet to go way out and see some of the indigenous and you know she did so much in both countries though. But she travels a lot. I don't get to travel as much, but you know.
Maybe we can put that in your future too.
There we
Travel
go. Yeah, there we go. See, you and then I could do a show from Australia.
Why
It was
not?
lunchtime talk with Steve in Australia, eating some
Yeah.
kangaroo meat.
Yeah, you could travel to everybody's places. How amazing would that be?
That would be great, and that's something I really want to try. I thought the Outback Steakhouse. I thought that because you know I always hear about you know kangaroo meat, and I always want to try that. And I thought Outback would have it, but Outback doesn't have that.
Yeah. When I grew up, kangaroo meat was illegal. You weren't allowed to eat it. So now I hear you can. I've never eaten it.
I want to try it. I definitely want to try it. From what I understand, it's almost like deer, and deer is good. I love deer.
Well, you're talking to somebody that's drinking super green juice. So
Yeah, you're probably you know that's the other thing too, because a lot of people look at you know yoga people and all kind of stuff as vegans and you know super healthy. Are you vegan?
no, I'm not a vegan. My granddaughter is. I'm primarily vegetarian, but I do eat fish. Yeah, but I've been brought up that my whole life has been like that. So it's not like suddenly I did yoga and then I became a vegetarian. I've always eaten healthy foods because pretty much just how it makes me feel. Although last night I had some ice cream and some chocolate chip cookies. So, you know.
Me too. Who knew we were eating the same foods at the same time? It's almost like we ate together.
I have a connection, Steve.
Yeah, this is actually my aunt that's on here. Her name is Sharon, and she was saying kangaroo meat is gamey but very good. She was she had it in Australia.
Okay. So she liked it. She said it was
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah. I like I said, she's a world traveler. She's been everywhere, Dubai, everywhere. You name it, she's been there. China. She's been to China a few times.
Wow.
You know, but you know. I live my life through her. It's like I see her pictures and I'm like, wow, yeah, like I went there. Okay, cool.
Forward to traveling again when this pandemic settles down. There'll be some good deals.
Yeah, and now see, I have Jason in Jamaica that I'm gonna come and visit. I have Juan over in Spain. I'm gonna go visit him. And
Come on.
then I have relatives in Cuba, distant relatives, I guess, that I'm gonna go visit them in Paraguay.
You can go to my mother house.
I'll go visit your mom too. I'm like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
So that's the one thing about this show. I get to meet so many different people, and I get an opportunity to you know, when I do travel again, I'm gonna start visiting some of these places. I've been to Jamaica before. I loved it. It was great. You know, so next time I'm down there, I'll definitely look up Jason. I've never been to Cuba, but it is on my bucket list of places to go. You know, never been to Australia, but
Okay.
next time I'll make sure I go down there when you're there.
Nice, nice.
But so let's see. Oh, hold on. Trying to read other texts that come in at the same time. So what else do you guys like? Okay, and I'm gonna take you know turns going around the clock just to see what last words you guys might have. And again, I welcome any one of you to come back to the show again so that we can do it. If you want to book for the entire time where you can have the entire hour, that'll be awesome. And I welcome any of you to come back to the show anytime you want. But let's start with Debra, ladies first, and tell me what last words you have for our viewers before we sign off.
My last words would be, you know, stay healthy and well. And if you need any tools or assistance, you know, just message me or email me. I'm happy to help, and maybe they can get my number or email from you, Steve. But it's like we don't have to stay in those, overwhelming situations. We can go to feel better by doing something about it.
And what they could do is if they go to the website, lunchtimetalkwithsteve.com, there's a section for past guests or previous guests, and they can click on that section and they'll see the different guests and their contact information. The ones that want to share their information. So definitely we'll have you listed on there, and this way people can get your information from there.
Perfect.
All right. So Jason, what's going on with what's your last words to our guests or to our viewers?
All right, so everyone listening, the same thing that Debra has said, just stay safe. And I will encourage, especially young persons in this time, there are so many entities now offering free courses for upskilling. While you're home, take the time to, learn a skill, hone that skill, and to just build your network in this time. It's a perfect time to make connections, share of your knowledge, of your expertise, and just make the best of this and secure your mental health at all costs. Exercise, do the right things, and you just take your time and just be calm. It's gonna get better, and it's gonna be over soon. As soon as I pray, it will be over soon. But just take the steps to take care of yourself, and while you're taking care of yourself, just get your craft together and make the best of this time.
All right, that sounds good. Juan, what are your final words to our viewers?
Well, thank you for inviting me to the program. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. I make it with all my heart to all the Caribbean, to all the people from the Caribbean, and I hope everyone enjoyed the video, watching the video.
And it's going to be released on Friday, correct? Tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow I will upload to YouTube.
All right, and they can always
can see it.
They can visit lunchtimetalkwithsteve.com, and we will have a link directly to the YouTube video for the documentary. And what's the name of the documentary?
Okay. Lost Roots.
Lost Roots. All right.
Lost Roots.
We'll have a link to Lost Roots over on the YouTube channel, so that this way everyone can get a chance to watch it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and I want to thank all of you guys for being on the show. Again, like I said, I extend the offer for you guys to come back anytime you want. I know you guys were kind of nervous about being on the show.
Yeah.
See, it's just a conversation. We're just having a conversation back and forth. But I invite you to come back anytime you want. You can book the time for the entire hour if you want, half an hour if you want. So we'll have more time to spend on what it is that you actually do. As always, I tell all of my viewers to reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a while. Tomorrow's a promise, so please reach out to each other. Make sure that you're doing something for someone, a random act of kindness for someone. If you see someone that doesn't have a vehicle, they need to get over to the food bank. Pick them up, take them over there. If you have a relative or friend that you know that they're not feeling well or something's wrong, get something over there to them. We are our brother's keeper. We have to help each other. This is not a time to say, I don't speak to that person. I don't talk to that person. I don't know them. Meet someone, talk to them. All right. Stay safe. Don't forget, guys, you are your brother's keeper. I'll see y'all again tomorrow at noon on another episode of Lunchtime Talk with Steve. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. La la